Hi there, this is Brandy with Stitchin' in Oregon, back for a beginning of the year WIP Parade. So a floss tube extra. I have a kid that's lurking that is being obnoxious.
I'm perfect.
So I'm in my living room and I brought all of my projects down, and I think I did a count and I'm at 48 projects currently. I have them all written down and numbered on here. 2 of these ones that are on this paper I finished already, so that's why it's 48 instead of 50. I'm not going to show them in any kind of order because I don't have start dates for most of these things, and if I have the pattern, I'll show it. I have my tablet here so I can show you the ones I have in Pattern Keeper. Hopefully I shouldn't have to do too much editing because this one is going to take a minute. So I did have 5 new starts, I think, for the New Year's Eve 12 by 12 that was hosted by Kia B, and I did do that mostly around 6 p.m. Things kind of got derailed. I had to make dinner for 7 or 8 people, however many people were here, and then we also played games. New Year's Eve we tend to do a family game night, so we played Farkle with the kids, and then my husband and I played Mario Party with my son. So yeah, that was fun, but this is gonna take forever, so we're just gonna start. Let's see, I don't think the very first one I grab, I don't think I have a picture of. This is Saxon Sampler, and I don't have, I printed the whole pattern out, but I don't have the cover photo, so I might have to, I'll see if I can insert it, but this is, see if it'll focus, who it's by. I got it from the Silk app, and I'm not gonna try to say it because I'll say it really, really wrong. I'm doing this on a 40 count lamb's wool linen by XG Designs. I'm using the called for DMC mostly. I had to make a couple substitutions for the ones I didn't have. This is where I'm at right now. I haven't worked on this at all recently. It's long and skinny, but this is how wide it is. So I could trim this fabric now if I wanted to. That would really help with the bulk. But this one is a lot of fun to stitch on. It's just recycle the cans. What? Okay. Well, when he gets here, he just has to be quiet. Okay. So yeah, that's where I'm at on that one. This one is not a focus for anything this year. And I did make a WIP Go board. I just did like a random number generator based off of how I wrote things down on that piece of paper. And I had each project pulled once, and so if its number was called, I put it on my WIP Go board, and Saxon Sampler is not on there. So if that gets worked on this year, it'll just be bonus stitching. All right, next is Christmas tree decoration. I'm just batting 1,000 here. I'll have to insert a picture of this too. I am stitching this. This is a pattern I got off of Etsy, Madison Patterns. It's called Christmas Tree Decorations. Hopefully I'm able to put a picture up. I'll have to put it up over my dog's face. This is Olaf, and he's my big giant baby, and he has claimed this couch. I'm stitching this 2/2 with anchor floss, and this is a 36 count space rock that I got from Be Stitch Me. This is a it was in a like the space box that they did last year or the year before. So that's where I am. I was working the other day. I worked on this for one night, December 30th, I think. And I did this in here. Pretty much finished a whole page, actually. There's a snowflake up here I need to do, and then the start of a snowflake down there. And then, if you guys remember from my first WIP Parade, this one I was talking about, the whole pattern is not going to fit because this piece of fabric is not going to be big enough, I don't think. But I know it's not long enough. And so I'm having to kind of edit the pattern. So this section here has an ornament that comes down lower than this, and there's just no way I would be able to finish it with that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sub one of the other ornaments in, I think, and have it, because that one only goes to about here. Or there is a snowflake in the center here, and I might just leave it with that. But this one is really pretty. It's really fun to work on, and it's pretty quick and easy. This one I just have a paper pattern for because it didn't upload into Pattern Keeper very well. And this one, let's see. This one did not get put on WIP Go, but I am going to do Christmas stitching on the 24th and 25th of every month to try to get more progress on my Christmas patterns. So this one might come out again, but I have a couple Christmas patterns. I have to decide what ones I would rather see the progress on. Okay, next is my 5 Seasons of Quilts. This is in a booklet by Hirschner's that I got from Goodwill, by Leisure Arts, and I am doing this one here, the fall pattern. Buzzard, no. So I'm doing this one here. I have not worked on this one for a couple months. I'm doing this on a 32 count hazelnut cream opal linen from Grace Notes, and I'm using the called for DMC, and this is where I am. I don't think I've worked on this at all since October. And this one, let's see. This one is on WIP Go, so this one should get some work done at some point. Take this out of the hoop real quick. I had, because I wanted to kind of focus on getting some things finished this year, I had each of my family members pick a project that they wanted me to focus on. And so I'm gonna really try to focus on that and my WIP Go, and see if I can't get some finishes for this year. Okay, so that one. All right, next is my Well Hello There by Hands On Design. I think I showed you guys, I did finish my last one. I finished Hello December. I stitched this on a 18 count coconut shell by Be Stitch Me with my own DMC. I'm not doing the button pack, so I'm just moving the borders to fit. So December is done now, and now I need, January is done, so next will be February. But this is not a focus for this year. And then the other one that is in this bag is From the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. What? March. And I'm just stitching this on a 36 count with my own floss. And this is where I'm at. I haven't worked on this one probably since October, the beginning of October. And that one is not a focus either. Okay, next we have Summer Quakers by Rosewood Manor. This one is on WIP Go, so it should get a little bit of work. And this one I'm going to try to work on in the summer too. This is the pattern, and I'm stitching this with the called for Valdani floss. And I'm stitching it on a 28 count, I think it's a 28 count pink chocolate even weave from Bestitch Me. There's a stitch along going with the Museum Stitcher, Bridget the Museum Stitcher, and Megan the Seattle Stitcher, along with a bunch of other people. When they started this, I jumped on with them, and I know Bridget is much further. I think Megan the Seattle Stitcher is too. But this is where I'm at. I don't think I've worked on it since the end of the summer. When I did work on it last, I finished that big giant orange flower over there. So this one is on WIP Go, and it'll get pulled out in the summertime. But this one is so pretty. Valdani is super thick to work on with a 28 count, even though that's what it's called for. It's pretty crazy. Okay. Sorry, I'm zipping and unzipping as I go. And I didn't iron anything because if I did that, we would never get to this. Okay, next is, this is Happy Campers by the Blue Flower. I love this one. This is one I'm stitching for my daughter Cadence. I work on this when we go camping. And I'm stitching it on a 32 count ivory Lugana that I got from Acorns and Threads, which is my local LNS. Stitching it with the called for fancy overdyed floss. And okay, that's cute.
I know, it's a fire outfit.
And this is where I am on this one. If you remember last time I showed you all this, I realized I had made a mistake in this swirl, but I think I've decided I'm just gonna leave it because nobody's gonna care.
Didn't see that one before.
Yeah. Okay, next we have Summer by the Cricket collection. This one is on my WIP Go board. This is what it looks like. This one's a lot of fun to work on, to see it all come together. It's paper, Nicole. Yeah, just, there you go. I am stitching this on an unnamed opal Lugana that's 32 count by Be Stitch Me that I got from a Friday night fight night. And the plan is to stitch at least one of the other seasons on this fabric. So this is what the fabric looks like. Super pretty. I adore stitching on Be Stitch Me fabric. This is where I'm at. So last time I worked on this, I had finished up the sunflower and the started the carrot. This will be fun to get out again. And this one will probably get stitched on this summer too. But it, other than being on my WIP Go board, it is not a focus for this year. Sorry, pattern doesn't want to go back in the bag. Okay, what are we at? We are at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right now. Okay. Oh, sorry. Found my card for Saxon Sampler. Don't want to lose that. Okay, next I have, if I can open the bag. This is called Sweaters Please by Cherry Hill Stitchery. It's my own floss conversion on a 32 count linen from Under the Sea Fabrics called Whimsical Winter. I got it from the Christmas box from Autumn Lane Stitchery. But I liked it on this. This is what the pattern looks like. And oh my gosh, this one is so badly wrinkled. Okay. Sorry guys, sorry. Okay, this is where I'm at. The fabric is like this really pretty green kind of mottled color, and I think it just really lent itself to the fall colors. This one, actually, the fox stitched up pretty fast, but these leaves and the pumpkins around him are really slow going. And I think it's just because there's a lot, every single one of them is a different color. So, but I needed more autumn projects because I didn't have any. And let's see, I don't think, nope, he is not on here. So he will most likely come out in the fall again. Okay. Next we have Remember Me by Teresa Kogut. This is a project I am working on with my friend Tanya. This is what it looks like. I am not very far. I am in this flower here, and I started stitching its stem over here, and these two little flowers here. If you remember my last video, I showed this one. A friend of mine passed away, and we had his was celebration of life, and so I worked on this one during that. So I am stitching this on a 40 count opal linen by Be Stitch Me called Vintage. And this one is pretty slow going as well. And last time I worked on it, I actually had to rip some stitches out of the flower, but that's where I am. See if you can, the fabric is sparkly. I don't know if you can see it, and it's this like really nice beigey pink color. And that's where I'm at. I put my friend's initials in there, just because this is where I was working when that happened. So this one is, let's see, this one is not on WIP Go. Next is my colorful rooster. This is a pattern I got on Etsy. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna ditch it, honestly. This is one I'm making for my friend Autumn, and I've restarted it once or twice already. I won't restart it. There's just so much confetti in it that I just don't know if I want to continue on, because there is still a ton left. Let's see, I can pull up actually a picture of this one. Ruby Rooster is what this is called. And I don't know if you can see it. Well, this is what he looks like. Look at all of that confetti. I have this part, I'm working here in his tail. So that is just so much confetti. I am 27.46% done with it. I'm stitching this on a 28 count white even weave that I just got from like Michael's. With the called for DMC, and I am stitching it 1/1 tent stitch. And I had this in a hoop because I was supposed to work on it in December for one of my last WIP Go calls, and I just swapped it out with another project and decided, no, thank you. This is where I am. It is so pretty. I do love, like I was working in these blues in here last time. I've been picking a color that's up top and like working its way, you know, until the thread is gone. And so because I'm doing that, like I started in this blue and then all of these kind of popped up. So yeah, it is cool to see it all come together, but my Lanta, this is slow. I think this is one of those ones where you just have to devote just time, and I don't want to right now. I'm not feeling that rooster. And that one is not on my WIP Go for this year. So maybe it just needs to go in timeout for a little while for me to decide one way or another. Sorry, I had to straighten my leg there. Okay. Next is, this is Violet's Blue by Blackbird Design. This is my anniversary piece And this is a focus for this year. I would like to get it done before our anniversary this year, which is in October. So I will be working on this one the 14th of every month until it's done. And let's see. It is not on my WIP board. So this is what it looks like. I am not going to stitch these bottom flowers. I have decided I'm going to cut it here. We'll have the saying in our year, but it's going to end there. And I think that's going to be just fine. I am stitching this on a 36 count picture, this plus fabric. I don't know the color of it. And with my own floss conversion, and this is where I'm at. I'm so close, like it's ridiculous. I have 2 more flowers, the rest of the stem and the border to put in, and then the words underneath the hill. I've got our initials in there. Last time I worked on it, I got 2 of these flowers, all of this stem, and I worked on bringing the border down. So this one is a focus for this year. And like I said, I'm doing my own floss conversion. Everyone knows the story on this one. It came in the mail like 5 minutes before we left for our flight to Hawaii a couple of years ago, and I started it in the airport. And I didn't kit it up, but you know, on 1 2 3 Stitch. I probably should have, so that, because I bought the fabric from 1 2 3 Stitch for it. But anyway, so my own floss conversion, and it's fine. But that one hopefully be a finish this year. Okay, next is this is my flower garden. I call it Flower Garden by Carolyn Manning Design. I will pull it up here. This is Rose Granny Flower Garden, the June one, and my grandma and I are stitching, whoops, the big one here. If you have never bought Carolyn Manning before, a lot of these ones you get multiple different patterns, but my grandma chose to do the biggest one. She's a knitter and a crocheter, so this is pretty up her alley. I did work on this a little bit recently, so I'm at 56.29% complete. I'm stitching this on an 18 count Aida that I dyed myself, a very, very, very light pink color. And let me figure out, okay, this is the top and this is where I'm at. It looks really good. I'm really happy with my progress on it. I think I have 2 more squares up top, maybe, and then I'll be going down. So. Yeah. So yeah, that's how far I am on this one. This one comes out on road trips and when I'm visiting my grandma. So it will get progress this year. I just don't know when. It's not on my WIP board though. Okay, next is my 4th of July gnome. My 4th of July gnome. This is on my WIP board. You guys saw this one not very long ago because I just worked on this. I am stitching this on an 18 count oatmeal Aida, and it is, let me see if I wrote, he's called Patriot with Stars, and when I bought this on Etsy, the shop was called Cute Broderie, but now I think it's called Adorable Gnomes. I think. I'm stitching this from a paper chart, and So this is my completed one. I didn't do the back stitch on her because I liked her without it. This is him. He is on here once, and I will be stitching on 4th of July pieces on the 4th of the month. So I don't have a whole lot of patriotic pieces on the go. I think I have 3 right now, so I'm gonna have to choose which one I want to do. But he's on my board, so hopefully he'll get a little bit of love this year. It's not a giant, like I stitched her up really fast, like in a month, 4 weeks it took me. I was more of a monogamous stitcher then, but 4 weeks is what she took me, and I think I've been working on him now for 2 years. So, okay, next is, this is Belle. I got this from Etsy. This is what she will look like. So pretty. Belle is my favorite princess, Disney princess, and so I have quite a few projects. I got this from Stitch Fairy Treasures. I'm stitching it on a 32 count opal linen called Raspberry Latte by Grace Notes. Stitching it with the called for DMC, and I am not very far. I am 1.09% done. Sorry, there's a needle and it is going across. Okay, this sorry, it's almost embarrassing to show this to you, but that's where I am. Let's see, she is on my WIP Go boards, so she'll get a little bit of progress this year. She'll be super pretty when she's done. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how little was done on her. But stitching her with the called for DMC. Okay, next is, this is my Be Beautiful sampler by Twin Peak Primitives. This is a stitch along with Kia B, and this one has a lot of meaning for me. If you would like to join along, it is so fun to stitch. The hashtag I think is the don't be, like BEE, afraid, Sal. But Kia is stitching it. I've not seen a whole lot of people work on this, and it's really beautiful. So here is the pattern. Hopefully it's, I know there's some glare, sorry, but that's what it looks like. I am currently 55.08% done on this. This one is not on my board, but if one of my other focus pieces gets finished, this one will take its place. So, what do you hear? Olaf, you say hi. What do you hear? All right. Sorry, I adore him. He's about 10 years old and just the sweetest. What are you doing? Okay, this is where I'm at on this one. I have 3 pages done. I think I'm working on a 4th page. I have the border all the way to the top corner and all the way down on the right hand side. And currently I'm working under the beekeepers. So, and I don't remember if I said what I was working on this on. It's a 32 count Be Stitch Me even weave. Sorry, I'm a little discombobulated now. I don't know where my paper went. But it's a 32 count even weave by Be Stitch Me. I don't think this one had a name. I think this one was from Friday Night Fight Night as well. Yeah. I just love this. This is so, 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 so pretty. So if you guys are looking for a fun stitch along, a fun sampler, I definitely recommend this one. The sentiment on it says, do not be afraid, just believe. I don't think that that has to be a religious thing if you don't want it to be that way, but when this came out, we were going through a really rough time with our son and, well, and one of our younger daughters too. And this got me through, helped me channel my energy into something positive. Too. Hey guys, I'm still doing this.
Oh, sorry. We're taking up a lovely trash.
It's been raining, Cadence. Make sure that goes in the garbage can. Okay, next I have, this is called Tiki Beach Sunset, The Story Keep. It is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Amy Stewart. Zoom in here. This is what it looks like. I'm currently working in the turtle right here, and I am, shh.
Hey viewers.
If you want to say hi, come say hi.
Yes, let's say hi. I'll put my thumb in there.
No, come put your face in. Say hello. I am 23.59% done. You have your phone? Okay, text me when you get there. And I don't want you wandering all over town. I'm full of interruptions today, I guess. All right, this is where I'm at. Like I said, I am 23.59% complete on this. I'm stitching it 1/1 full cross. This is not a focus for this year because my husband chose a different full coverage for me to focus on. Actually, he didn't. He ended up swapping that out. But this one is not on WIP Go. It is not a focus for this year. But, you know, when I'm missing Hawaii, I might pull it out. Channel my travel. My family and I love Hawaii. My daughter Cadence and I went in July with my sister and her boyfriend to Kauai and did a crazy hike, and we were there for 4 or 5 days, and it was not enough. Definitely could do much longer than that. Okay, next is Bella by Ari TM. Excuse me. This is a paper chart. This is what it looks like. I have finished this, and I'm working on this white flower now. And I'm stitching this on a 32 count Belfast linen in the color Blush that I got from Acorns and Threads with the called for DMC. And this is where I'm at. This one is on my WIP Go board, so it will at least come out once this year. Yeah, and that fabric is just such a pretty light pink color. I'm sure I will have lots of extra fabric, but I don't want to cut it until I know. Okay, next I have Pisces by Nora Corbett. This was a restart a couple months ago. I have my original project in here still, I can show you. This is what it looks like. And she is very pretty. I was very happy with the progress I got when I restarted her. This is my original. I was stitching this on a 32 count fabric from Fabric Flare, and I love the fabric, but I just did not like stitching her on it. So this is where I was. And now I'm stitching it on a oh geez, it's a Be Stitch Me. I don't know that it has a name, but it's a 32 count even weave. It's this really pretty, like, I don't know if you guys can see it, slightly mottled, purpley pink, but definitely lets her shine. And this is where I got when I restarted it. I think I restarted her in November. And she is not on my board, so I don't know when she'll come out next, but super pretty. I am much happier working on this fabric with her than I was with the other. So, and thank you to everyone who like chimed in and helped me decide. I took all of that fabric with me, those choices, when I went to visit my son, and which is where I restarted it in November. And I don't remember who, but I ended up choosing that one, obviously. But sometimes it's really hard to make a choice, so it's really nice when you have people helping with those choices. Okay, next I have Tea by Nora Corbett. I'm gonna have to insert a picture because I don't have this one. I keep it in a box and the pattern doesn't fit in here, so I just have a working copy of this one. I am stitching this on a 32 count Joblin from Be Stitch Me with the called for DMCs. There's one specialty, I think, a water lily and beads, and sorry, I just found a hoop in there. Not on the project, just on the box, in the box. Okay, so I honestly don't remember the last time I pulled this out, but I love working on this. When this pattern dropped, I bought it so fast. This is where I'm at. I've been working in her dress and doing some fill-in right there. The table is done. I think I have some back stitching and beading in the teapot. But I actually love working on this one. She's so fun. Well, there's two very beautiful girls in this one. Let's see. She's not on my WIP board for this year. Sad. Okay. Oh, my Lanta. All right. We're at 45 minutes and I think we're only like halfway through. Dang. Maybe I'm talking too much. Okay, next I have Raccoon by Cottage Garden Samplings. This is from their Year in the Woods series. Let's see. Raccoon is on my WIP board, so this will come out this year. And I really want to get this done so that I can start one of the other ones. But this is what it looks like. I am stitching this on a 36 count linen by Fiber on a Whim. I don't know what it's called. I didn't write it down. That's It's weird of me. Oh, it's Eggshell. 36 count linen called Eggshell. And it's this really nice like brown green kind of color. And this is where I am. Last time I was working on it, I was working in his tail. So making progress. I would say halfway done, but the most stitching is in his body and I'm not there yet. So this will come out this year though. So maybe I'll get a good like full week of stitching in on him. Okay, that one. All right, next is Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. You guys all know what this one looks like. I have the paper pattern and I have it in Pattern Keeper. This is what it looks like. I am not that far for how long, but also I did restart this. So I am, whoops, 9.15% done. I did have a page finish on this last time I was working on it. And I'm stitching this on a 18 count Barnwood by Picture This Plus with Sulky 1071 and 3 different colors of DMC for the critters. And this is where I am. I'm actually really happy with my progress on this year. This is so beautiful. And it really is very fun to work on. I love like the monochromatic stitches. So yeah, I'm working on a page finish for this. Pandemic is not on here. Not on my WIP board. So I'll just have to find a time to pull it out and work on it just because. Okay, next is Say Coffee. This is on my WIP board. This is by Heartstring Samplery. I am stitching this with my own floss. Similar colors, but different. And I am stitching this, a 32 count opal linen called Pensiera by Grace Notes. And it's an opal linen, and this is where I am. Last time I was working on this, I was working in this motif up here. So I have working on this guy up here. Yeah, and this fabric is just a really nice like light neutral pink color, and I thought all of the colors would go pretty good on there. And like I said, this one is on my board, so it will come out at least once this year. Oh no, I forgot to put the actual pattern for Pandemic back in the bag. Sorry. If I don't do it, I'll lose it. So, okay, next is Wisdom by Teresa Kogut. This is one that I was working on with my friend Tanya. She just finished hers and it's beautiful. So I need to catch up with her. Well, not catch up, she's done. This one is on my WIP board. This is what it looks like. I am stitching this on a, what am I stitching this on? It is a vintage country mocha 32 count with the called for floss. Boop. Last time I was working on it, I was working on these words, and then I brought myself down to these letters. that's where I am at on that one. Like I said, this is on the board on WIP Go, but it is not a focus for this year. But I do really love a good Teresa Kogut pattern. I have a handful on the go now, one in the works to start, and one I finished last year. So, okay, next is one. I started this with my friend Tanya. This is a Stitching with the Housewives pattern. We started this in November. This is what it looks like. My printer is a little bit off, so those are not the right colors. I am stitching with DMC on an 18 count dyed by me Ada. And this is where I'm at. This one is not on my board, but I do imagine it will come out to probably, you know, 24th, 25th. This is one of those Christmas ones that I have. And this is how far I am. Tanya was working on hers for 12 by 12, and she was working in this tree, and she got started the next set of letters. So yeah, this one is fun to work on though. It stitches up pretty quick. And I saw this, I don't normally stitch Stitching with the Housewives, but I watched their last two video, their Thanksgiving one, and they showed that one complete, and I had to have it. So there's that one. Sorry, my watch vibrated. I'm trying to figure out why. My husband texted me. Okay, next is, okay. Let's do this one. This is called a Red Cottage, and it is by Plum Street Samplers. I am stitching this with a 40 count Fog Newcastle linen. This is what it will look like. I want to work on this one. This is so pretty. I am stitching this 1/2 on the 40 count, like I said, and this is where I'm at. Last time I was working on this, I was working on putting these windows in. This one is kind of fiddly, like the snowflakes in the house are negative space. Yeah, they're negative space, and so I'm just trying to, I figure if I can get that house done, everything else will be pretty smooth sailing. But this will be one of my Christmas ones, and let's see, did this one get put on the board? No, this one is not on WIP Go board. Okay, next, this is a new start I started in November. I kind of went on a start kick in November, and I went a little bit hard. Okay, this is the Advent Calendar by Crocetta Gogo, I think is how you say it. This came out in 2020, and I've had this for a couple years. This is just a black and white picture of it, but I am stitching this with the called for DMC, and I did start in the upper left corner. So what am I stitching this on? This is a Bestitch Me fabric. I think looks like a 36 count or a 40 count. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Normally I leave the tags in here, but I didn't. Either 36 or 40, teeny tiny, regardless. Oh, that's right. This one is a fabric that I had got for another project, and I pilfered for this one because I wanted to start it. Okay, this is where I'm at. So far, just a lot of red and white. I changed the number here. It was supposed to be in white, but I changed it to red because I wanted you to be able to see it. I did not get very far. I think I only worked on this one night, but this one will be very pretty. And let's see. This one is on my board, so this one will come out this year. Maybe I have more Christmas projects, wintry Christmas projects than I thought I did. Okay, next is Christmas at Hollyberry Farm by Stacy Nash Primitives. I am stitching this on a 36 count hot cocoa linen from Be Stitch Me, and I did my own conversion. Sorry about the glare, but that is what this will look like. And yeah, I did my own conversion, wrote it all down, and so far very, very happy with how it's going. Again, I love Be Stitch Me. Their fabric is fabulous. This is where I'm at. Last time I was working on it, I brought this inside border and then started the alphabet. This is one that I really wanted to start this year. I love this pattern, and seeing everyone's progress on it this season was a lot of fun. I think, oh gosh, I just forgot her name. Pumpkin Hollow Quilts. She just posted an update on hers the other day, and she has the girls' dress done. Very good. Very, very good. Okay, let's see. Next is my one and only Erin Elizabeth pattern. This is a patriotic piece. This is called Red, White, and Blue Sampler. I don't think I've worked on this since I showed it last. And it's not on my board to work on. I'm stitching this on a 36 count linen by Be Stitch Me called Ledger. This is how wide it will be, and I just did 10 stitches across to count it, and then was working my way back. If you remember, I was playing around with not stitching the alphabet on this one, but I don't really know why, because I love stitching alphabets. So this might be one of the ones that comes out for 4th of July stitching, because none of my 4th of July pieces are very far, so I just need to choose which one I want to see the progress on. Okay, next is Vintage Flowers by Jeanette Douglas. This one is on my WIP board. I'm stitching this on a 40 count parchment by Weeks. The floss is from my stash, just my own conversion. This is what it looks like. This one and Red Cottage, I started them because I wanted to try stitching on 40 count to see if it was even something that I would enjoy. And I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I do like the smaller size of the projects. So this is where I'm at. I'm currently working down in that vase. Like I said, this is on my board, so it will get some love this year. put that back up in a second. Okay, next is this one is Manor at Quaker Hill. It is on my board this year. I really want to finish one of these Brenda Gervais pieces this year, whether it's this one or I also have Winter Rose Manor going. Sorry, my picture of this is not great. I've had this a long time, but this is so fun to work on. I'm sure you all know what this one is. It is a lot of fun to work on. Excuse me. I am stitching this with the called for floss on 36 count linen. It's whatever 1, 2, 3 stitch suggested for this, I think. But this is where I'm at. I have been working down in that pond with the swans, but I love stitching these flowers. They're so, so, so pretty. So much fun to do. So yeah, this one is on my board. It will come out. It is one of my favorites. I have this one, Winter Rose Manor. I have two others, and then my grandma bought the Noel one, and so I think I'm gonna stitch that one as well eventually someday. Okay, next is, this is Halloween by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I have not worked on this since October, maybe Halloween. I put a couple stitches in. I'm very close to being done, but it'll come back out in the fall. I worked on this while the girls were playing recreation volleyball, so I would do this during practice, and we had one really long tournament day, and I stitched on this that day. I am stitching this on an 18 count Be Stitch Me Ada called Spooky, I think. Let me see. I usually write it down, but maybe not. Spooky, and it was just so perfect for this. This looks so good. I was also stitching this with my friend Tanya. She finished hers. And this is where I'm at. Stitching down in the word October. I do have some of my own floss in here though. Like I have some sparkly DMC. I have a variegated DMC. I have some overdyes. I'm just kind of placing things where I want them. So yeah, that's where I'm at on this one. Like I said, this one will come out again. I think I'm gonna try to do Halloween stitching. I don't have a ton of it, but on the 30th, if there's a 31st in the month, I'm gonna try to stitch on some Halloween or fall stuff too. We'll just have to kind of see. Okay, we're getting down there. We're getting close. Hold on one sec. I have to grab this box. Sorry, that was not graceful. That was not cute. I apologize. Okay. Next is, this is a pattern by Modern Folk Embroidery. I just posted an update picture of this, I think, on Instagram. This is called How Doth the Little Busy Bee, a beekeeper's pincushion. I am stitching this for my sister. I'm very happy with my progress. It needs to be done by her birthday in October, so I had done the math originally and said I needed to do like 350 stitches a month in order to have it done in time. Every time I work on this though, I end up doing more than that original goal. So it's January and I am already at 47.53%. So I do have some wiggle room if I want, but probably I won't change anything. I am stitching this on a 40 count Newcastle linen called Tyco by Picture This Plus, and this, sorry, you can definitely see through this one. This is where I'm at. I was stitching on this just this morning. And it's just gonna be, that's how big it is. It's just tiny and adorable. My sister wants me to frame this. So this gets pulled out every month until I have my allotted stitches in, and then I put it away. So this is already done for January and is not, whoa, on my board. Sorry, that cat just flew across my lap. Okay, that is that one. Okay, everything else I think is kind of a focus for this year. Focus slash 12 by 12 new starts. So that is all we have left. So first, this is Christmas by Madame Chantilly. This is on my WIP Go board. I'm stitching this on a 36 count natural linen with the called for DMC. This is what it's gonna look for. And I think I'm gonna do, I believe it was Georgia Girl Stitching said she's gonna leave the words off the bottom of this tray. I think I'm gonna do that too. I think the tray speaks for itself and doesn't need to have the word. So, and I got quite a bit done on this when I was working on this last time, and I was so happy with my progress. I am stitching it with the called for floss, except I added a brighter red, mostly to use in these flowers, but I also used it in the ornaments in this tree, and I changed the banner color too. So last time I was working on this, I finished the snow in the jar. I finished stitching the well, this whole level of the tray here. I did the banner, this leaf, and here. So yeah, that's where I'm at on that one. That one is a lot of fun to work on too. I love those trays. I think I just went through my patterns, and I think I have like 2 more of them, and I want to make a list so that I can get all the other ones that I like. I have summer, I think, and I have spring, I think. So, okay, this is one of the projects that was chosen for me to focus on this year by my daughter Alyssa. And it, I did work on this for a few minutes during my New Year's Eve 12 by 12 because I had worked it into the schedule. I'm doing this one here. I'm up here in this top corner, I think, right here. Yeah, so that one. And I'm stitching this on a 32 count vintage country mocha. I think I did not show you guys this in my original WIP Parade because I believe it was in my pattern drawer and I had forgotten about it because I wasn't working on it. So this is where I'm at. I'm stitching it with the called for DMC. When I was working on this during 12 by 12, I got this whole diamond -1 border done in that color. So I am excited to get some progress on this one this year. I love the colors in this, a lot of teals and pinks and purples. And this is on my WIP Go board too. So not only is it a focus for this year, but it's on WIP Go. So hopefully good progress this year. I doubt very much it will get finished, but good progress. Okay, next, this is Poisonous Plants. This is the one my son has chosen for me to work on. I don't think I have this in Pattern Keeper. I don't. And I don't have, I think most of you know what this looks like, but this is by the Witchy Stitcher. Here, pull this really far away. I'm stitching this on a 28 count Dusk Lugana that my son picked for me to do this on. This is where I am at. I'm stitching it with the called for DMC over 2. So I started that top border and the moonflower. This is one of the ones that got skipped New Year's Eve because of shenanigans. So, but I'm hoping that this one will be like a once a month stitch, preferably on my son's birthday. So the 23rd of the month. Sorry, I was checking to see if it was on my board and it is not. So that one will get love once a month. Okay, this one is, ooh, Autumn Cloche by Hello from Liz Matthews. This is not a focus for this year, but I wish it was. I love this one. All right, this is being stitched on a 32 count linen called Andrew from Grace Notes. Oh, look at it. Gosh, it's good. It's so good. I'm stitching this with the Leo and Roxy, so Roxy Floss Co. conversion. They're kind of a mess, but very beautiful, fun to work with. And let me get this to where I was last time I was working on this. I was working on the big giant pumpkin. So I was down there. This is where I'm at. And that's where I was working last time. When I work on this, every time I finish a part, I ask my kids, okay, where to next? What would you like me to work on next? And that's how I'm getting like different areas done on that one. Okay, so there's that one. Okay. Did I put that back in there? Oh, good. Okay. This is a current WIP Go call. It is called Life by Design Works. It was a kit that was given to me, I believe for Christmas a couple years ago. Or just because. This is what it looks like. I am stitching it with the called for floss, but not the called for fabric. I am stitching it with a 28 count, like natural linen. 28 count. It came from the Fat Quarter shop in one of my stitch quarterlies, but I pilfered the floss. I am currently working on this, so it's staying in the hoop. Last night I finished filling in the brown here and the bright orange down here. So on this rotation, I hope to finish this word perfect, the fill in. This was the one I was working on while camping until my daughter decided I was working on Happy Campers by the Blue Flower. So yeah, this will get a couple more days before I put it away. And like I said, this is not a priority, but it was called for WIP Go this month, so sorry. My watch says, please stand up. You've been sitting too long. Okay. Almost done, guys. Okay, next is, this is my other WIP Go call for this month. This is called Penny Pumpkins by the Scarlet House. I started this one this year, and I love this one. This is gonna be so cool when it's done. I am stitching this on a Grace Notes, sorry, I have it in this bag here, called Aqua Fresca. It's a 32 count linen. I'm stitching it with the called for DMC with just a couple subs that I didn't have. So and this is where I'm at. I think I last worked on this in November. And I did decide on this one, I'm not gonna stitch the tiny stars because I don't wanna do all those quarter stitches. I'm just gonna do the big motifs. So, and this one will get 3 or 4 days this month sometime. And then this one is, excuse me, this one is on WIP Go. So it will come out again at some point. Well, no, sorry, I'm just confused myself. It is on WIP Go. It got called. That's why I'm working on it this month. My goodness. Okay. My Lanta. All right. This is a kind of a new start. I shouldn't even show this. This was one of my new starts for New Year's Eve 12 by 12. But I had plugged this one in later in the night. And a couple of things had gone wrong and I just was not in the mood. That being said, I did put a couple stitches in. But this is Santa's House by Cottage Garden Samplings in their Fabulous House series #1. I've seen people have already finished this. They must just be like the speediest stitchers on the planet. I am stitching this with the called for floss on prehistoric 32 count. Oh my gosh, I literally shouldn't show this. I have 2 stitches in, guys. 2. Look at that. Look how sad that is. Maybe I'll work on this one today just to get that floss anchored a little bit more. Oh my gosh. 2 stitches. Shouldn't even count that. But I do because I put it on my board. This is not on my WIP Go board. I'm gonna leave that out so that I can get a little bit more work on it. Okay, this is another one I started for 12 by 12. This is called Sweetheart Hill by Plum Street. Sorry about the glare. I am stitching this on a 40 count ivory linen that I got from Acorns and Threads. And I'm stitching this with the called for floss. I am doing 1/2. This is where I'm at. I think this is gonna be the perfect color for this pattern. I got the outline of that flower. I did make a mistake right there, but it was literally like the first stitch I put in. So I'm gonna see if I can pull it out. Anyway, that's where I'm at on that one. And these new ones that I started for 12 by 12 won't be on WIP Go because I made my WIP Go board a while ago, and my husband literally kitted up these new projects for me like December 29th or 30th. He went out and he went and bought the floss for me so that I could do that. Okay, next is, this is another new start. I wish I would have gotten more work on this. This is Cinnamon Stars by Plum Street Samplers. I know most of you have seen this. I have been wanting to stitch this for years. All right, and I am stitching this on a 32 count Grace Notes opal linen called Jiwan, I believe. And I am stitching it with the called for DMC conversion. And this is how far I got. Not very far at all. Look at how pretty that linen is though. So I don't know if you guys can see it. It's really, really nice. It has, my husband helped me pick this fabric out because it has this really beautiful, like dark modeling in the one corner. And this won't even get close to that, but yeah. I'm super excited about this one. This will come out for fall stitching, obviously. Maybe I'll make this Halloween stitching. So there's pumpkins in it, it counts. So, okay, so that was a new start for 12 by 12. Next, this is probably one of my favorite new projects. This is the Crochet A Go-Go, the Pledge of Allegiance. I know there's a glare, but I don't want to take it out. That's what it looks like. I'm stitching this with the called for DMC on 32 count Lugana by Bestitch Me called Tsunami. And my husband picked this out. This is an opal Lugana, and I just think this is so good. All right, this is where I'm at. I just got that middle flower in and started that word. That's the last E in pledge. This one's gonna be a lot of fun to stitch. And the pattern is beautiful, so. And I just think it called for like a very natural color linen, but I think with this blue and white in the background, lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. So there's that one. Okay, this is another new start and a focus for this year. My husband got this for me for Christmas and wants me to finish it this year. Oh my gosh, I can't get the bag open. There. Okay, he kitted this all up for me. This is Let's Go Ride a Bike, 4th of July by Stitchin' with the Housewives. He kitted this up with the called for floss, called for fabric, so it's a 28 count even weave, black. This I believe was my very first project of 12 by 12, and this is how far I got. I was pretty happy with that progress too. I was watching Young Sheldon with one of my daughters. So yeah, I will say stitching on black, like 28 count black linen is difficult. I had really good light. I was feeling though, like I was having to count my holes very carefully. Okay, this is a focus piece for this year. This is Aphrodite by Nora Corbett. This is one my daughter Nicole picked for me to focus on, and I also worked on this during 12 by 12. Most of my time in 12 by 12 working on this was figuring out where the heck I was last time I worked on this. So I had to go make a working copy and highlight it so that I could figure out where I was, because I don't mark the original.
Any chance to have filters for the little air thingies?
I just switched those out.
It doesn't look like, I helped you, but it's like, it's black almost.
Well, maybe you put it in the wrong way, because you put it in. Take it out, clean it off, and put it back in.
Okay.
We get those filters every 3 months.
I know.
That also means you need to vacuum your room.
I know, that's what we're working towards.
Okay. Just take the filter out, use like a damp washcloth, and use it to get the pet hair off.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry about that. My 11-year-olds decided to rearrange their room, and they have an air purifier in there, and they're constantly running. So we switch the filters out quite often, but I literally just did it like a week or 2 ago. Anyway, this is where I'm at on Aphrodite. I obviously am working in like her pretty little fin thing here. This is a bubble. I did a lot of Krynic work. And you know, when you do 12 by 12, you don't actually get a whole hour of stitching. It's more like 40 minutes. And one part of that is spent figuring out where you are and making a working copy. So, but I was happy with the progress, because you could see a difference in her. So yeah. Damp though. You don't want it very wet, because then you're gonna have to wait for it to dry. Okay, this is one I have been focusing on in December, and I think I'm gonna excuse me, keep it out through February, March maybe. This is Winter Rose Manor, one of my favorites. This is a restart. I restarted this just a couple months ago. I was stitching this on the called for fabric, the Brenda's Brew, but I could not see some on my floss. Probably would have been easier just to change the floss color, but instead I chose to change this to, this is either a 36 count or a 40 count Be Stitch Me. I thought it was vintage. It's not. I don't know what it's called. And this is where I'm at. I am very happy with where I am right now. I did do this one as part of my 12 by 12. And when I did that, I put in this flower and this stumps on here. So I think, like I said, I'm gonna leave this out and work on it, because it's just so much fun to work on. I did finish page 1, and I think I just want to work my way down the border now. Called for, and I am using the called for floss, except it calls for, let's see, the white that it called for was roasted marshmallow. I could not find that one, so I got oatmeal by Gentle Art. I got oatmeal, and then the other option I got was picket fence, but picket fence is a pretty stark white. I might use picket fence for the actual snow on the bottom of the chart, maybe, because I am stitching this 1 over 2. But so far the snowflakes I've done up top, I've used oatmeal, and even though the color is really light, I like it. Like, it's just, so I used oatmeal in that motif there and for the snowflakes, and this pot as well. So yeah, I think I'll have to decide once I get to the bottom with the big lot of snow, but so far I really like that oatmeal. But I did buy 2 skeins of both of them, just in case. Okay, next is Rainbow Babies. This originally was one my husband had chosen for me to focus on this year, but he changed his mind. So this is a chart by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Kathy Amaral. This is the one I'm making for my friend Amanda, and I'm cropping it a lot. So top row, side, bottom, side. Just pretty much the cradle and the rainbow and a little bit of flowers. And I did work on this for 12 by 12. I want to say I got about 75 stitches in, which I was pretty happy with. I was watching the Eras Tour, Taylor Swift, on Prime Video, and was a little distracted, reliving going to the concert in person. But I worked in this square here, and like I said, I got about 75 stitches, so I finished this one and started filling in the majority of that one. This one is not a focus for this year, but it will get work because this is a full coverage for someone. Amanda does know about it, but she also knows that it's not gonna get done anytime soon. Okay, next is Evermore. Speaking of Taylor Swift, that's kind of funny. This is Evermore. This is a project I am making for my sister. This is what it looks like. This is a chart that was found on Etsy. I cannot remember the person. I'm stitching this on a 27 count, like ice blue Linda 1/1. And this is gonna be my daily 30 for the month. This needs to get done by May. So this was a Christmas present for my sister that she asked me for like a month before. And I just said, sure, I'll do it, but I'll see you on Memorial Day. We go camping every year for Memorial Day. And so if we have things for each other, that's when we get them, is May. So that's where I'm at. I'm pretty happy with my progress over the last 2 days. You know, 30 minutes a day. It's not a lot of stitching, but it gets some progress in. And that one, like I said, I should have a finish on by May. This might be my last one. Ooh, guys, I didn't even realize we got to the end. It's about time though. It's been an hour and a half. Okay, and last but not least is Rising in the East. This is a chart I call my Beauty and the Beast pattern. It is a full coverage. I think the first full coverage I started. I bought this on Etsy, I think Addict to Cross Stitch. Artwork by Chris Darrell. This is what it will look like. And I am stitching this on an 18 count oatmeal Aida. This did not get worked on during 12 by 12 like I said it was going to. This was my last project of the night and we were playing Mario Party. So this is where I'm at. I am currently sitting at 14.34% complete. This one is a focus. My daughter picked this one. My daughter Cadence picked this as a focus piece this year. It is not on my WIP Go board. So, but it will get some work this year. All right, guys, I think that's it. I wish you all, like, I had all my projects sitting on this side of me and now they're all over here on the floor. Now I have to go back and pull out the ones that are priority for the year. I think I had talked about in my plans, I was gonna do WIP Go and my focus pieces because I really wanna make progress this year. I think I've decided another thing I'm gonna try to do is I'm not gonna put myself on a no buy for the whole year, because I know as soon as I say I'm not buying anything cross stitch related in 2024, I'm gonna get on Etsy, I'm gonna go to Annabelle's, I'm gonna go to 123 Stitch, I'm gonna drive myself to Acorns, and I'm gonna spend all my money on patterns and cross stitch supplies, even though I have a lot. What I'm going to do is try to limit myself. I'm not gonna put a cap or anything like that. Like I'm a part of a fabric of the month with Grace Notes Fabrics, and I just swapped that to a 36 count linen from a 32 count linen because I have 32 coming out of my ears in neutral colors, and I love their linen. Like Grace Notes and Be Stitch Me are my favorite fabric to work on. So I have that Fabric of the Month Club. I just signed up for Classic Colorworks floss to come from Fat Quarter Shop. So I'm excited to build my stash with that. And the other thing I know for sure I'm gonna buy is the Fabulous House series from Cottage Garden. Samplings I already have. Santa's House, and so I'm gonna keep buying those so that I can have the whole set. But other than that, I don't have any immediate plans for more patterns. As you saw, I have 48 active on the go projects. I know for some people that is so many, and like, I'll admit I'm getting to the point of how in the world am I ever going to get this done? But at the same time, I'm a process stitcher, not necessarily a finisher. That being said, I do like to see my things done. I get a crazy amount of satisfaction and pride when I finish something. But I really like the process of stitching. So I have an awesome like stash built up of patterns. I have plans to start the Teresa Kogut 4th of July, oh gosh, one, the big beautiful one. I've got it upstairs. I have plans to start that one this year on the 4th of July. So I think what I'm going to try to do is, if I start something new, I want it to be from my stash. I can buy supplies for those patterns. I'm going to try to not go crazy. You know, maybe make a list of what it is that I want to work on, let it sit for a little bit, and if I still really think I need it, then I'll go back for it. Just trying to be a little bit more aware of what I have, what I can get done. I'm sorry if you can hear that. I don't know what they're doing upstairs. So yeah, I want to get some progress done. I know my full coverage will probably never be done, but a lot of these other ones, I know I can make some real progress on them. You know, and I know there's a handful of them, they will get done this year. And so that's an exciting prospect. Every time I finish something, it's like giving yourself permission to start something new. You know, I don't know if you guys feel that way, but I feel that way a lot of the time. But I love our hobby. I love all of the new designs that come out. So like when market happens and stuff, I'm a goner every single time. I'm a goner. So yeah, I'm just kind of rambling now, but that being said, I am going to, if I'm going to start new things, I'm going to try to do it for my stash. I'm going to try to limit my new pattern buying, and I'm going to try to get progress on what I have currently going. That's kind of why I started the things that I started during 12 by 12, because they were things that really called to me and I wanted to start for a while, and so I just added them in real quick. So yeah, that's it. That's my WIP parade. I hope you enjoyed it. I might put a little intro in here. I don't think I'm going to do very much editing on this one just because I want to get it up, and because it's almost 2 hours, it's going to take a while. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I've been enjoying everyone else's WIP parades that I've been watching, and you know, I hope everyone had a happy Christmas if you celebrated, a happy New Year. You know, like I said, ours was pretty quiet, but also kind of crazy because we had so many people in the house. And, you know, it's just kind of been nice to have this break with the kids. Anyway, that's it. I think I'm going to sign off now, try to get this uploaded. If you guys want to go find me on Instagram, I am Stitchin in Oregon, just like my YouTube channel. I'd love you guys to pop over there, say hi to me, see my progress on things. Yeah, I hope to see you guys all again soon, hopefully in about 2 weeks for my next update, like regular floss tube update, and we will go from there. All right, guys, I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.